How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map here on Farming Simulator 25 for all platforms called Arkansas of American. And we're going to start with a description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to Arkansas of American, completely remade for Farming Simulator 25 and inspired even more by the 4X version of a real location in the state of Arkansas. Its flooded rice fields are ready to harvest, and its tree-lined landscape with a river cutting through the plains makes the environment more vibrant and immersive. Start with your small farm and basic equipment to work with animals, collecting hay bales from an already harvested grass field, or dive straight into harvesting and planting until you reach your peak of your progress and become the largest agricultural producer in the region." The map features: to acquire Farm 2, you need to purchase Field 56, and to acquire Farm 3, you need to purchase Field 55. 3 farms, 2 of them designed for rice productions with integrated fields and fully equipped facilities. 58 fields in total, 48 dedicated to agriculture. 5 forestry areas, 2 selling points, 9 production facilities, 2 dairies with selling points, one of which also has a production. Access to BGA requires purchasing Field 57. Harvesting stones from the dredger requires purchasing Field 58. 18 rice fields integrated directly into the map. There are 4 lime selling stations on the map strategically placed near the fields and 1 at the store. There are collectibles scattered around the map. This is a North American map created by Samuel Batista Modding and is 76.93 megabytes to download. There are no mods required for this map, and if we take a look at the map, it looks like this. If we scroll, we scroll here. Now, that's better. That's what it looks like. And we do start out down here on the southeast corner on our main starting farm. And we also start out by owning farmlands number 44, 45, 46, and 49. 44 is a field with no product in it. 45 is a wheat field that is ready to harvest. 46 is a grass field that has been harvested, but there are bales scattered across the field, so you can go around and collect them. And then 49 is your main starting farm, as well as the field with no product in it. Now, field prices around the map do vary, and you are able to purchase all areas on the map. Starting with the periphery area, farmland number 1, you can see, costs $4.4 million, and it basically encompasses all the sell points, the buy points, the random production points all throughout the map, and so on and so forth. And then the field prices, let's go ahead and do this. Let's scroll here. Let's take out all the colors. It's going to be a little easier to see. So just like that, farmlands. Starting out here in the north, farmland number 25, $90,000, $232,000. We got 126, 125, 282, or 283, sorry about that, 400. We got 204, 1.2 million. We got 94, 125. Let's go down here to 132, 165, and 219. Does get a little bit bigger and more pricey. 1.1 million and 1.1 million as well. Now there are several forestry plots here in the northwest. We got 1.6 million in the north, 801,000 to the northeast, 1.7 million. Then we got even smaller for 507,000, even smaller than that, 186,000. So forestry here on this map is going to be extremely expensive. So something you're going to have to kind of build up towards. Now, we do start out with animal pens on this one, and technically we start out with 3 separate barns, but it's kind of unique. I'll go ahead and explain that here in a little while. Let's see, contracts are available on this map. We do not start out with any production chains on this map, but there are several that are available. And then if we look here on the statistics screen down the bottom right hand corner, there are collectibles on this map, according to this, 25 to be precise. Now I did verify with the EasyDev tool that they do exist on this map. The little dots do exist, so collectibles are here. Now if we take a look at mods specific to this map, starting out with the buy menu, there's no mods and DLCs tab here, so there's no mods specific to this map on this menu. But under the build menu, there's absolutely nothing under buildings, productions, animals, decorations. But when we get down here to our landscaping tool, there are no mods specific to this map under the painting, so no additional painting swatches. There are no additional trees. But here, if we look under plants, we scroll all the way down towards the bottom, you'll start to see down at the bottom left-hand corner where it says Meadow Arkansas of American Mod. These are ones that are specific to this map. You will not find them on any other map to a reasonable degree. These are, when I say mods that are specific to the map, these are the ones that the map maker actually kind of pushed into the map itself and are going to be specifically found here. They could place them on other maps, but they are found here near exclusively. Now we do start here at the starting farm, so let's take a look at some of our starting equipment. Going back to this screen here, going to vehicles. We start out with the Amazon Senio 4000 Super Cultivator, the Albert Pallet Fork, the Albert Universal Bucket, the Brantner TA12050 Power Spread Plus Manure Spreader, the Challenger MT665, the FarmTech DPW 1800 flat deck trailer, the FarmTech Super Cease 800 slurry spreader. We got the Gavile G1015 bale wrapper. We got the Horse Credo 3 Power Harrow. We got the Horse Versa Seeder. We got the John Deere 3650. We also have a John Deere 663R front loader, the John Deere 6R145, the John Deere pickup 1150 weight, another 1150 weight. We got a Krone Varipack V190 XC Plus baler, Kubota RTV XG850 Sidekick. We also have the Kachar HDS 918 4M power washer, the Massey Ferguson 8570, the 8570's header and the header trailer, the Pontiger Faro 4010D forage wagon, the Rudolph DK 280RP trailer, the Samaz KDF 341S, that is the front deck mower, the Samaz P8 890 tedder, Samaz XT390 rear deck mower, Samaz Z2 840H windrower, and that is it. So you start out pretty well off here on this map as a new farmer. So going back to the actual map itself, or what we have here on the actual farm, if I turn around, we have a sleep trigger right here, wardrobe trigger right there, fuel tank here, Karma 16 silo with seed already stored inside of it, a bunch of our starting equipment right over here, manure heap, cow barn right here with room for 70 cows. We start out with 17 already in here. We have our load point for our cows here. Milk trigger is here. You can blow in straw right here as well as inside this door. Right here. Feed can go in here. Little baby cow. Slurry point right here. We also have a fertilizer silo with already 60,000 liters of solid fertilizer in it. Our main silo here. A lime station right here with 60,000 liters of lime already in there. And a bunker silo right there. We also have AI helper Walter standing right in the corner over here. Now we're going to hop in here and we're going to start making our way around the map. Now, if you look across the street over there, you'll see that's the grass field I was talking about earlier with all those bales just kind of sitting there waiting for you to pluck them up and utilize them. So heading off towards the west-ish direction, start heading south. Heading towards the river, go right through it. And now tucked away over here, we have the Grain Barge Terminal 1 sell point. Now get backtracking. Back onto the main road. And now we'll start heading due north. Oh, hopefully we don't... There we go. Just weave right through the traffic. And as we continue to head out towards the north, we can start to see some of the productions that we're looking for off to the right there. That's where we're going to be heading off to. So right here... Whoops. Always find these little side-by-sides really squirrely for some reason. Alright, so over here, let's get turned around, just like so. Here we have AI helper Noah, and the sawmill can be purchased for $300,000. Go ahead and do so, and we have just a normal silo. We can have all of our main components of outputs for a large sawmill rather than a smaller silo, which does everything with the exception of these prefab walls. So this prefab wall is exclusive to the large silo system. We have our outputs under the bays here, and we'll make our way around the back side. If we follow around here, input is here, and the wood cell trigger up on the platform over there. Now making our way out of here. Heading back out the drive. Directly in front of me, across the way over there, that is the lime station. That's one of them. There's a grand total of 4 all across the map here. So that is just a buy point. You can get to it from that driveway there. We're going to go off in this direction. Now, tucked away over here, come to a stop, is the cement factory. You can purchase this for $370,000. And you can see, just makes our basic cement factory goods, the cement bricks, the cement bags, and the roof plates. Again, stones in, products out. Input is right over here. Output is on the other side of the building. Back here. And you do have this production of stones right here. And if you purchase on the map, take a look down here, farmland number 58. You can see here for $10,464, you can purchase it. Then you get access to pick up the stones with any set of equipment that you can get your hands on here in base game. Now, if you want to pick it up without purchasing that plot of land, you can do it, but you need to have a piece of equipment that will handle picking things up off of the ground, even if you don't own the land. So heading back out. Oh, hey. Easy. Don't need to go taking a swim or nothing. Heading across the bridge here. Now we're going to pull in back here. Right here, we have an input for the production point with a wood cell trigger there, output here, and this is the carpentry, can be purchased for 300,000, and this is where we can make our furniture using wood, wood planks, and planks long. Now make a right. Heading down to the next set of interests. In here, we have, under the awning, AI helper Katie, standing right there. And we have the animal dealer. Now, if you want to, you can purchase animals using this icon directly, or you can use the same icon at any pens and pastures that you may have placed around the map. If you utilize this icon directly, you will incur an additional fee. The fee is associated to a delivery fee. The animal dealer is taking the animals from this location and delivering them across to any of the pens and pastures you have placed across the map at a cost. Now, as you can see, if we were to purchase an adult cow, that's an extra $100 per adult cow on top of the already $1,175 base price. So to fill up the rest of this particular barn here, 174 cows, that's going to cost me an extra $17,400. Now, if you want to save that money, you can bring an animal trailer to this location, parking it right inside this little hazard box area, then use this animal dialog box to load the animals instead of your pens and pastures. You load it into the animal trailer itself, and then you're good to go. You drive it yourself, you take it to the barn, and you can unload them into the building itself, and saves you that delivery fee. Now, beyond the animal dealer purchasing point for your animals, this is the animal dealer sell point right here. Manure buy point here. Slurry buy point directly in front of me here. Now heading up to this intersection, make a right, and we're going to follow this, tucked all the way back here. Jumping over the bridge, making a right. And tucked away all the way back here is the paper factory. You can purchase it for $525,000, and this is where you can make your carton roll as well as your paper roll. So wood in, products out. You have your wood cell trigger here, input here, and your output is right over here. Backtracking just a little ways. Oops. There we go. Come back up to this intersection over here. And we'll make a right. And follow this all the way back here. And this is farm number 2. Now, the one thing I will say in regards to farm number 2 is that you're technically, according to the description, supposed to purchase the farmlands that it resides on. So in this case, you're supposed to purchase farmland number 56 for $1,091,136. But you can see you have access to everything that's here on the farm. So let me go ahead and purchase this. Actually, before I do that, because you actually already have access to everything here, what I was saying earlier, that technically you have 3 cow barns, is because you do technically have access to this cow barn. Even though you don't technically own the land, you can utilize it. As you can see, I can come up to it, I can put animals in, I can purchase them. As you can see, I can go ahead and slam it full, and yeah, now there's cows in the field. There was room for 206 in here, but the point stands is it says you're supposed to purchase it in order to activate it. I think this is going to require an update, but all that being said, let's go ahead and purchase the farm here for, again, 1,091,136. Buy that, and you can see no additional triggers, nothing pops up. So silo directly in front of me here. We have on top of the porch here a sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger. And again, the cow barn. Same exact cow barn as we had on our starting farm, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. There was no animals. I just loaded it, as you saw, with 206 as the maximum total. So all the triggers are going to be the same as what we discussed on the first starting farm. And that's it for this particular farm. It's, like I said, it's just those 3 items. It's not that involved. But you can see how basically everything with these 2 other farms that are on this map is revolving around rice. All of these are rice fields. To the left, to the right. They got the little water pumps there for you to be able to flood them. Another lime station right there. And as we continue to head out towards the west of the map, we just keep heading down the main road. I mean, you can see everything to my right is rice fields. We got a whole bunch of wide open space. So if rice is your thing here on FS25, this is going to be a good one for you. All right, so coming up here to the right, now here to my left, just inside this driveway here, is the dairy sell point. Also to my left is the gas station buy point. Now off to my right, we open the gate, is the biogas plant. But to activate the biogas plant, you have to purchase farmland number 57 for $1,933,104. Go ahead and do so, and you can see the box popped up. And if we go to the owned production chains, you can see we do have access to it now. Manure, silage, slurry, and sugar beet cuts are our inputs and our typical outputs. Big bunker silo at the end there. Solid input right over here. We got the entry point for the production chain. We got slurry input, liquid input right there. So solid input, liquid output, aka digestate. And there is also another liquid output right over there. Now, tucked away back here, this is the grain mill. You can purchase the grain mill for $288,000. We'll go ahead and do so. And you can see typical stuff for our flours. We got flour and rice flour and the typical in and out stuff. So barley, oat, rice flour, barley, oat, long grain rice, sorghum, and wheat will get you your regular flours and your rice flours. Our inputs is tucked away over here, and output right over here under the little awning. Now following this over here, got the farmer's market to the left. That's the sell point. Let's see. Yes, over here. Had to catch up with the notes real quick. The dairy, this is the one that's actually a production site. $210,000 to purchase this. And you can see all of our normal inputs and outputs for our dairy. So you can make all sorts of your stuff here with the buffalo milk, the bottled buffalo mozzarella, butter, cheese, chocolate, goat's milk, goat's cheese, and milk that's bottled. Let's see, over here we got our input here and output back here. Now coming over here, we're gonna come and stop right here. This is the bakery. $150,000 to purchase the bakery. Actually, let's go ahead and do so. There we go. Bread and cake. That's what we can make for this production. We got our input here, output in the back, right over there. Over here, we have the cereal factory. Purchase that for $240,000, and we can make cereal. So all the different recipes that you can find to make cereal, all the same output, but various recipes for your inputs. Over here, we got output and input right there. So now we need to just kind of backtrack around just a little ways. Actually, sorry, we got this one here. Almost skipped right past it. The tailor shop, $240,000 to purchase the tailor shop. Input here, output there. Now we do some backtracking. All right, now we start taking this long to the south until we get here. So we got our shop trigger right here. Lime station off to the right. You do have access to that high-low right there. And repair trigger right here. Now to take in our last point of interest. No, I'm sorry, not our last. What am I saying? We still got some big stuff to bring up here. I'm getting ahead of myself. So just a little ways down the road. Tucked away in here, this is farm number 3. Now you can purchase farm number 3 if we go to the map, but again, you really don't need to. That's the thing is, again, I think these are going to need to be updated because you do have access to all these. These are just kind of here for you to utilize. You essentially already have the farm. You just can't dump onto the ground and really take full advantage of it. But to purchase it, $2.9 million, $2,969,856. Go ahead and just do that real quick, and now we can take a look around. So to my left here, we got a couple of bunker silos. Another cow barn over here. And this has 332 cows, but has room for 506. So quite a bit of room in that one. Following this around to the edge, and again, same barn as in the other barns, so not going to show off all the details. Straight ahead, manure heap. To my right, we have the lime station, fertilizer silo, and Karma 16 seed silo. So again, you can see if we walk up to them, 60,000 liters, 60,000 liters, and 27,300 liters. So pretty good amount. Fuel tank off in the distance right over there. Sleep trigger and wardrobe trigger up on the porch. And our main farm silo right here. So now we're going to go see our last point of interest. Going way down to the south. We'll catch the next one. Okay, coming up there to the left, you can see it coming in view. That is the lime station. That is the last one and the last point of interest on this map. Now it's time to render my opinion, let you know what I think. 0 to 5 scale as per usual. This map is really kind of the tale of two maps. So this, I think, is going to really hit home for a lot of different people. And here's why. If you're one of those kind of players who likes to have nice, wide open, flat areas, well, here you go. Pretty much this entire center of the map is nice, flat, and is going to be just real kind of quote-unquote easy going in regards to a map. For those who like to see hills, undulations, terrain, things like that, look to the outer perimeter. A lot of the outer perimeter consists of those hills and undulations and just kind of wraps around the entirety of the center of the map. So you're going to be able to find kind of a little bit of everything that's going to fit a little bit of everyone's kind of play style kind of thing. So it's very kind of wide open in that regard, which is really nice in my opinion. The general layout is, I think, really nice. The road network, because really you've got a main road network, if I expand out the map like this, just basically like a giant U, an upside down U, makes the map feel so much bigger. Even though it's a standard 2x map, it feels like I'm just driving for a really long time to get up to the north, driving a really long time going north and south, or going north and south. Like, it just feels like you're going a long way, and with it being just such a straight shot, you know, you're going pretty much as close as you can to where the crow flies, unless you're going to any of the corners, and then you're gonna have to kind of follow that U route kind of thing. So it's just one of those that the kind of layout of the road network, again, it makes it feel bigger, and I like that. The color palette, I think, is wonderful. It's really toned down. You get a lot of these kind of cattails that line up the entirety of the road network because you're basically just surrounded by ditches. And because of that, it, you know, makes sense that where you're going to have standing water, you're going to get a lot of these cattails. So yeah, I like that as well. And just the lack of the pops of color, you know, except with the exception of places where it kind of makes sense, like on the actual farms themselves, where somebody would have planted it and done stuff like that. That's where it kind of makes sense. You can see now that we're here out to the east, this is where the terrain really starts to come into play and starts to shift, especially there at the starting farm. You can see just off in the distance off to the left there, that's that terrain shift I'm talking about. So if you're a person that likes to see these kind of angles and stuff like that, hey, here you go. You've got your entire starting farm that's kind of built up on that premise. and then you can come out towards the west and really just kind of experience that kind of laid back feeling as well. So that's what I'm kind of referring to as that kind of tale of two maps. Really outside of that too, I really like this kind of southern area just right here by your starting farm, having to cut through the little river right up here. I think that's just really cool. I always like it when a map can kind of integrate this kind of feature into it, like this here. Just being able to cut through and kind of doing your own thing. I like that. I like that a lot. But again, we can just continue to follow this around and just kind of work our way through. Yeah, all in all, I really like this map. I really think that this is, you know, something special. Now, I will say, I recognize the name Arkansas of Americans when this kind of popped up on the Mod Hub. And without reading the description, I was excited. I was like, yes! Oh, I love this map back in FS22. I remember doing the map tour of it. I just never got around to really getting a chance to play on it, but I was really excited when that map came out, when I did the tour. It really was an awesome map. This, radically different. This is nowhere anywhere near close to what the version was in FS22. That being said, I'm not going to take what was FS22 and what is FS25 into consideration with this. So all that being said, what would I give this map? 0 to 5 scale, I would feel very comfortable with giving this a solid 4 out of 5. Solid 4 out of 5. I like this map. I think this is well above average, and I think that this is going to be very appealing to a lot of people. What I also like about it is, look at this map edge. It feels like the map maker actually took the time to utilize and build up a map edge that just gonna feel a part of the map. Like, it feels like there is, to a certain extent, your ability to be able to go beyond, and you're not going to be distracted by, you know, the cliff, as I like to refer to it as, or the, you know, the void, or whatever the case may be. You know, there are those certain styles of map edges that really kind of make it to where, you know, you really kind of lose that immersion factor. This is not that. Not that at all. And big shout out to, you know, the map maker for that, because I love it when the map maker takes the extra time to make it feel like there's something beyond the map. It leads to a far more deeper and immersive feeling. So yeah, 4 out of 5. Absolutely love this map, and I highly recommend it. Go check it out, because yeah, even though, like I said, I don't want to say I was disappointed when I came on here, but I was kind of shocked because I didn't read the description beforehand. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought this map was way different, and I'm sitting there pretty much all night like, I feel like this is different, I feel like this is different. And then I went and looked at my old map tour for FS22, and wow, yeah, it was different. It was a lot different. But this is still really good. Really good. So keep that in mind, take that into account. It's not going to be the same, but this is still pretty solid. All that being said, I hope you enjoyed this map tour. And if you did, please show them by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. The show you engage with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Take care.